Good evening, everyone. Happy Mother Day to all those mothers out there. And happy Father's Day. No, I'm kidding. But I just had a thought that I've been, trying to teach and educate some people about how important their image is. Your image is your brand. Okay. Your image is essentially your brand, your appearance, how you look. Now, most people will tell you that you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but we know that's absolutely false. People do it all the time. Whether you be on a interview, on a date, at a meeting, at a conference, you're being constantly judged on your appearance. You're being judged on the way you speak, the way you sound, how you interpret, how you comprehend. You're always being judged on your appearance. What's your first impression? And this has a lot to do with your success in business. Whether you work for a corporation or organization, or you are an entrepreneur. Now, a lot of times you may think that, oh, I'm professional, I'm an entrepreneur, so I can dress and talk and look the way that I want to actually look, but that's not going to land you being successful. If you notice, most successful people have a certain look. Men wear suits, women wear business dress clothing. Now, I have to inform us as a people that sometimes you're going to have to deal in the realm of other people who may not be accepting of our outer appearance. Okay, because let's just be real about it for a second here. From the time we landed in this country, there has been a image that has been painted about Black Americans, of how we talk, how we act, what we say, what we wear, essentially our hair. Now, as far as the hair thing, that is a larger topic that I'm not going to even really discuss on. But I believe what we dress, how we approach a certain situation is all part of your appearance. How do I perceive you the first time that I talk to you, the first time that we interact, the first time that we're in a meeting, a conference, a link up, whatever it may be? You are constantly being judged, regardless if you like it or not, based upon your image, the image that you presume, the image that people see. And if you don't understand how important this is to your life and business, how important this is to your life and relationship, it has a large part of how successful you will be in your professional life and also your personal life. Now, take for instance, gentlemen, if you was going on a date with a quote unquote professional for female, very respectful. She wears subtle clothing. She's not up there wearing bodysuits, this, that, and the other. She's actually looking presentable, respectful, etc. If you come up there with saggy pants, skinny jeans on, showing your underwear, wearing, this all sorts of crazy mess, do you believe that you're going to land that female? Do you believe that she's coming in there somewhat casual, somewhat business casual on a date? Because essentially a date is an interview. They're trying to get to know you. And even in that, she's looking at the way you look, the way you carry yourself. All of this is part of your appearance. All of this is part of your brand, regardless if you like it or not. So the question is, are you presentable enough to be with such a female of high caliber that she just want to kick you to the dogs? Now, maybe in your profile, or maybe when you met her, you was dressed up because you was in your suit, you was in your business casual clothing, maybe you're professional, but you feel as though, hey, on my personal time, I can dress however the hell I want to. No, you're always being judged on what you wear. You're always being judged on what you say. You're always being judged on your appearance, and that has a large portion to do with your brand. Your brand is your image is your brand. It has to do with your appearance. I want you guys to really take that very, very seriously, because it speaks volumes of how successful you will be in your life. Now, here's the thing. I don't know why we keep playing this thing double-sidedly. Because when it comes to females, now, females, just like men, we are smart enough to know that I can't go inside of this interview with stripper nails. Okay, like I'm going to a strip club. They got these long fingernails. Now, if they do, more times than not, they don't get the job, especially if it's a high-level executive job, meaning that you're going to be a mid-tier or senior executive at some corporation or organization. Now, if you're trying to land certain contracts and you're offering the same products and services as another business, and you think you're going up there with the Shaquita nails, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to land that contract. 9 times out of 10, they're going to find out how to get out of a contract, avoid the contract, or even not even make a deal with you based upon your appearance. Your appearance tell people who and what you are. Because here's the thing, we already have social media against us. Because for a very long time, women wearing bodysuits, men sagging their jeans and wearing skinny jeans and showing their underwear and wearing all sorts of this crazy clothing, and women wearing those extra long lashes, too much makeup, fake this, fake that. Social media has taken the 10% of Black Americans and made it seem like it's 90%. Now, granted, over the course of years, whether it be social media or mass media, they have painted an image of Black people of how the rest of the world picture us, the rest of the U.S. picture us. And the only thing you're doing is propelling, fueling, and boosting that image based upon what you see. Because here's the thing. Have you ever thought that our culture is being controlled by the 10%? Have you ever thought about that? Because essentially the things that we watch, we read, we listen to, we almost clone and copycat and mirror those exact same things. So my question is, are we actually being our true selves? Are we actually being our true selves? Or are we emulating? Are we mirroring? Are we copycatting what we see on TV? Because again, that's only the 10% of us. But at the same time, that 10% unfortunately has risen, has rose 25 to 35% of us. Because the image that Black men, if they're straight, has this sort of toxic masculinity that homosexuals, gay men and gay women are essentially, the men are feminine and the women are butch, etc. This all has to do with your appearance. And unfortunately, we don't control our own image, but you can control your appearance because the image is subliminal, right? Okay, yeah, we got this Black dude coming in here for this job interview. I wonder how he is. I wonder how he will do. You get what I'm saying? Because your image they have already painted a picture of what they think a Black man is. They have already painted a picture of what they think a Black woman is. But the only thing they see is feisty, beautiful, overeducated, highly in debt, argumentative Black women. They already have this picture. They're like, well, we don't know if we're going to hire Sarah. Sarah doesn't have that much experience as Shaquita, but Shaquita has more experience. We don't know if we're going to hire Brad or Daryl. Daryl have more experience. Daryl has this, that, and the other. But look what Daryl has on. Look how Daryl speaks. Can we put Daryl in a senior executive meeting and expect for him to do well? See, a lot of us know how to code switch, but essentially, we have to start becoming what we already were. Now, again, I hate to go back in history, but I have to do some correlation here because back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, you couldn't see a successful Black man without a suit. You couldn't see a successful Black woman looking professional. This is what we were, and this is who we are. We have always looked nice. But now there's this over-exaggeration of we're trying to be free. See, we have a duty to our people to represent ourselves well, to twerking in restaurants is not a good image. Fighting at Summer Jam is not a good image. And here's the thing, everything is against us. Have you noticed when they interview in certain neighborhoods, they try to find the most ghettoist, the most low educated person they can absolutely find. But anytime, more times than not, when they are interviewing a Caucasian, they try to find the most professional, educated, well-spoken white person because they are painting an image for America to see, to let them know these guys are truly animals. These people are truly uncontrollable. They're non-professional. They're low educated. They live impoverished. We should not give them an opportunity. And again, I tell you this because some of you are, I'm going to start my own business or I have my own business. If you ask successful Black business owners, look how they look, see how they handle themselves, and look at the way they dress. They look like success. They talk like success. Now, yeah, every now and again, you're going to let your hair down. I'm not saying that. It goes for men as well. You're going to let your hair down. You're going to put on some joggers, this, that, and the other. But what I'm saying is your image plays a direct correlation of how successful you will be. Your image, your appearance is your brand. And if you don't know what your brand is, you really need to define who and what you want to be. If you just want to be the ghetto chick in the hood, the ghetto dude in the hood, you want to make $12, $14 an hour, you think you can hang on a block and grind whatever you're grinding, and that's the way that you think you're going to be successful, then go ahead, try it. I know many of those people who tried and failed numerous of times. See, your image is more than what people actually see. They already have a stereotype. They already have thoughts about what they've seen in social media, what they've seen on mass media, what people have been telling them about Black people. And you can't go in there and fuel the fire. You have to go in there and extinguish the fire. You have to let them know that you are the best candidate. You are the best representative. You are the best associate, that they want you in their circle. Because if you don't do that, ladies and gentlemen, you'll never land that job you want to land. You would never really start and be successful on that business you want to start. Because when it comes to business, more times than not, you have to do business with people who do not look like you. You do. You do. Okay? Now, can you keep an enclave? Can you keep an entourage, a group of Black professionals and be successful? Yes. But because there's so few of us, it's more difficult. So sometimes in order to branch out, you have to start to cater to other audiences. And you can't facilitate. If you don't have a well-versed vernacular or lexicon, then you're not going to be accepted. You have to be highly intelligent, courageous, and you have to know that your image plays a direct correlation of how it will play into success. Hopefully, this has helped somebody to understand that the reason why you're probably unsuccessful is because you thought that by going to the university, going to college, getting the education, that you can still be Shaquita and Daryl. Now, that may be your name, but this is not the way that the game is played. We have always been professional. We have always been intelligent. The problem is that, and I have to go hard at social media, I have to go hard at mass media. They made sure that anytime they showed us on TV, they always showed at one point in time the 10% of us that represented the worst of us. And now that percentage, unfortunately, has grown because it seemed as though that it was popular, that it was acceptable. It has never been acceptable. I was never the one to sag my pants. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I tried. I'm not going to lie. When I was younger, I tried, but it felt weird. It felt funny. You get that gust of wind passing your butt crack. I mean, I don't know how they do it. And then, we're wearing what? Too big of clothing, too small of clothing. And then our ladies, you're wearing bodysuits knowing that doesn't compliment your body. You don't have a bodysuit body. You don't. And even that, bodysuits are highly sexual. Whether you're going on a date or a business interview, ladies and gentlemen, guess what? That's not proper clothing. And I always feel that anytime you go out, this is an opportunity for you to be more successful than you already are. You can land a large senior position at a club. Like, hey, what do you do? I remember I went to an Oyster Fest in Seattle. I met a group of lawyers. They were wearing suits. I think I had on a polo shirt and some khakis. But it was casual wear, but they were wearing suits. And we did some business together where they actually was paying me for advice. So what I'm basically trying to tell you this is that your image and your appearance is your brand. And if people can't accept your brand or image, they will never accept you. Just saying.